diffusing it. So diffusion's a made-up word. It's not a real word, but it's this idea, it's a play on the idea of fusion, that when we have a thought, we fuse with it.
Yes.
It is us. We must deal with it.
Right.
This is in the moment. We look from the thought instead of saying, there's a thought right there.
This is so freeing. I hope the people listening to this are getting the same feeling that I'm getting, which is like a big deep breath.
Yeah.
Like, just relax. Just
Yeah.
realize that these thoughts are not you. They are a mental event.
Yeah.
And you do not need to fuse. In fact, please defuse.
Please
from
defuse.
Those thoughts. Yes.
Yeah, and I think one of my fun exercises I like to do with my clients is really understanding how limiting language actually is. People think, wow, language is amazing. My mind is amazing. Minds in general are amazing. Our human brains are, just one of the best things that really has moved our species forward. But there's a lot of limits to languages. So for example, tell me how I would get up and walk over to that door.
How would you?
Yeah, describe it to me.
First, you would stand on your two legs.
Okay, but how would I stand on my two legs?
How would you stand on your two
Yeah,
legs?
tell me with words how I would stand on my two legs.
You would push your body up from the chair.
Okay, but how would I push my body up?
I am not triple board certified. Okay, I do not know how to explain that.
And that is the point of language, that it is so limiting. How do we know how to do these things? We learn by experience. It's not really inherent in language.
So your point is that we're putting so much weight on language.
Yeah.
When in actuality, it can't even really be successfully used to describe someone.
A simple motor
getting
event.
up and walking. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, so I gave you an impossible task. I'm sorry, Kyle.
No, I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be able to describe it either.
Yeah.
And when somebody did this to me, I felt so dumb. I was like, I don't even know how to describe how to stand up. I really didn't. And they're like, no, but language doesn't. It's your experience that teaches you how to do some of the most simple things in life. It's not words.
Yeah, it really is limiting.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
And if you can apply this to anything, like how to ride a bike, all of this stuff, nobody would actually be able to describe it with language because you learn from experience.
Yeah.
And yet we put so much weight on thoughts and language. And there's really so much more that would actually tell us and teach us about all that life has to offer. So for example, we know that emotions can't actually hurt us, but our mind might tell us it would. And
what
that's
do you mean emotions can't actually hurt us?
So emotions can't hurt you. Just because you feel anxiety doesn't actually mean that you're going to be physically hurt by it. That's one example.
But it
right?
feels that way.
Yeah, it feels that way. But see, a lot of that is language, because your mind is telling you, I can't tolerate this. This is bad. I don't want to feel this anymore.
But how is that different if someone's cutting my pinky off? I don't want this. I don't want to tolerate this.
Well, but when somebody's cutting your pinky off, it's an actual thing that's happening.
Right.
That's negative. And it actually is harming you. If somebody cut your pinky off,
right,
you literally have to go to the hospital and hope that they can sew it back on or something.
Right.
Right? But with emotions, you have this thought that you can't deal with them, that they're going to somehow harm you, that you want them to go away. But we know from experience that usually emotions do blow over. So even in the deepest moments where you have anxiety or depression, you lift from that periodically. It doesn't last forever. And yet your thoughts, your language will tell you that it's a horrible thing to deal with. And that's how limiting language is, that it kind of locks you into this one idea of an experience, when we know from all the experiences that we've had that there's a lot of different pathways, a lot of different things that can happen, and some of them you can't even describe with words. So why should we put so much stock in a thought that we have?